The Polyend Synth just got a brand new synth engine added as part of the new update version 1.3. Before we get into it though, today's patron shoutout goes to Jambot. Thank you so very much for the support. Now let's get started. A couple things. First of all, this update is completely free. You can download it. I'll put the link in the description. Then you just install it via firmware update on the SD card. Second of all, Polyend did send the update to me a few days early to check out, but they're not paying me and they didn't even ask me to make a video. However, I've been having some fun with it, so I figured I'd make a video. Also, that's how I just make money in general, is by making videos. So there's not some big conspiracy theory. Today was the embargo day, so they sent it over and they're like, hey, take a look at it, have fun. If you want to make a video, please don't release it before this date. And yeah, I know someone always freaks out about it, but that's literally exactly how it happened. So while there are quite a few little features included in this update, I think there's three major ones that folks are going to be super excited for. The first one is the ability to control multiple synths with just one pad or one group of pads via a new grid layout, which is pretty cool. The second thing is a new synth engine, which is simply called MIDI. And what this does here is it allows you to use one of your three synth engines here on the Polyend Synth to send external MIDI data to control an external piece of gear. And as you can see here on the screen, these 9 knobs can all send MIDI CC messages. But what's cool is you actually get 4 different banks. You get page A, B, C, and D of CC messages, so you can send up to 36 with just one synth. And you can mix and match the synth engine still. So on this synth engine up here, I have an ACD synth. Over here I've got, well, it's a stock, it's just initialized, so it's another ACD one, but I could change it to, you know, FAT or whatever. And then this could be MIDI to an external synth, complete with the CC changes and all that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. However, what we are going to talk about today is the biggest addition in this update, which is a brand new proper synth engine. So not just MIDI, but we now have the DWA synth engine, which stands for Dual Wavetable Architecture Synth, I believe. And since I'm not the biggest sound design guy, I'll just break it down in simple terms that I understand. Essentially what this is a synth engine that allows you to load in 2 different samples, play them at the same time, and then manipulate them in a variety of different ways. You've got some new scenes to check out that use the new DWA engine here. And they are just all awesome. They're so sick. There's a lot more going on here than I can understand. This is 3 different instances of the DWA synth loaded up, all doing different things. But I'm going to show you how I've been having fun with it. So I'm going to go Scene, Initialize, and then I'm going to go Shift and Engine, and I will select the DWA. We'll initialize that, and that's just going to be here on Synth 3. Okay, so starting off, we've got 3 different pages here for our engine. We've got the first page, which is sample 1, the second page, which is sample 2, and then the third page, which has a couple different parameters, like the mix between them and things like that. So we'll go back to sample 1 here, and the top left knob actually lets you pick which sample you want to load. So I'm going to load in one of these drum loops here, because you can also load loops, which is pretty sweet. We'll just go drums raw. I'm also going to go to the last page here and set the mix all the way to the left. So we're just hearing synth 1 right now. Now we're back on synth 1's page. Sounds like we might need to play this an octave up. There we go. Now we're hearing the loop, right? And as you can see, we've got a bunch of controls. So right here we can pick our start point, and we have the wave represented on the screen. And our endpoint. We've got tuning over here. Okay, pretty simple. Loop width. Got a fine tune. I'm not going to mess with that, but you can imagine what that does. And then down here we've got some important ones. The bottom middle knob allows us to pick between one shot, loop, sync loop, and ping pong. So with loop on, as you can tell, I can just hold down the pad, it'll play forever. Then finally, our last knob here lets us pick between forward and backward. So just with this screen right here, we can already do some pretty cool sample manipulation. I'm gonna mess with my start and end points, just kind of reset those. I'm gonna make sure we're set to loop still. There we go. All the other sections here of the sound design section, I forgot what this is called, but like the filter and the ADSR envelope, and they all work as expected. So we can go ahead and like mess with the filter cutoff. But let's go ahead and bring in our second sample. We're gonna go to the sample page for sample 2, and let's load in another loop, shall we? What is processed 70? So that's our next sample. That's sample 2. And we have all the same controls for sample 2 that we did for sample 1. So this right here is going to give us some interesting results right off the bat if we mix it with sample 1. I'm going to set it to loop and mess with the loop start. Now let's go to page 3 and slowly mix in sample 1. And we can increase the gain for each sample if we want to. I honestly haven't really messed too much with the crossfade stuff. Nor have I messed with the macro knobs here. So you can get some pretty glitchy stuff just by messing around here. That's actually kind of sick. Chaotic, but in a good way. Maybe we'll mess with the tunings and see if we can't get them to line up even better. Sounds like two drummers like battling at the same time. Okay, that's sick as hell, is it not? And of course, we can play this at different pitches too. And it is polyphonic, so it might not be the best example of polyphony. Get them sent to some reverb and delay, why not? See, it's just so much fun. And again, I'm not a sound design guy. I'm, you know, more of a traditional musician. I just like to play sounds. But, you know, you can change out your sample on the fly. That sounds so cool. Oh, there it is. Listen to that groove. In fact, I'm going to go in here and take that reverb off, actually. And the delay off, because I might sample this. That's so sick. And now let's destroy it. Oh, and there's a pan spread too, as you can hear if you're listening in stereo right now. That's so cool. And keep in mind, I think that, yeah, this whole time we've only used three different samples. So there's just pretty much endless possibility here for coming up with cool interactions between drum sounds, let alone using it as a synth. I didn't touch on any of that. And I know Polyend has a video out now. I think Oscillator Sync has like a 40-minute video out. I believe that one covers the entire update, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, this is awesome, and it just adds to the fun element of the Polyend synth. I've made a couple videos talking about just how fun it is messing with things on this device and how easy it is to get lost in it. And this DWA engine just adds a whole new level of complexity. While there's only 3 pages, you know, and it seems quite simple, the fact that you can use loops like that really does open it up. And I think people are going to make some awesome music using the new DWA engine combined with all of the others. And don't forget, you do have a MIDI engine now too. So yeah, you could go in and keep your DWA engine, you know, on one synth and then go in and grab the MIDI engine, yeah, like on this synth, and then still have one of the internal synths down here. Then we could save this as a scene and recall it whenever we want. Yeah, fantastic. Awesome update. Again, it's completely free. You can just go download it. Like I said, I'll link it in the description. Thanks to Polyend for sending it over and giving me, well, what wound up being about, I think, 10 hours spent with it, just messing around with different samples in the in the DWA engine, different percussion loops, and having fun like that. So yeah, 2 thumbs up from me. The most fun synth on the market, in my opinion, just got even more fun. So check it out if you've got one. Thanks for watching. If you did find this video informative or entertaining, please leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.